me Dama, and today I'm going to be showing you guys a high-waisted skirt, and it looks like so I actually don't know how to name this type of skirt because it's one of my inventions, and it came out to be an invention because I initially had something in my mind. I planned that it was going to be a flowy skirt and it happened to be too tight, so I was like, okay, I can make it into an A-line skirt and add some triangles along the side to make it flowy. And then I added one triangle and I was like, oh my god, this is such a nifty, different skirt. So it looks like that. And I also was not going to upload it because I was like, oh, like it didn't turn out the way I wanted. But a lot of you guys tell me, you know what, it didn't turn out like how you did it, or I cut wrong, I sewed wrong, or I measured wrong. And there's always ways of fixing something, and if you can't fix it, convert it into something else. And sometimes, like even in life, your plans don't go according to your plan. I went to business school and they taught us to, if you ever wanted to open a business, you had to do a business plan, and it's a written format of how you happen to envision and open that particular business. And it's a whole series of things that you have to do, and it takes months to do. And once we were finished, they told us that sometimes your plans do not go as planned, and sometimes you have to cope and know how to deal with change. So this is how I dealt with the problem that I had initially, and I happened to solve it, and it turned out to be awesome. And I wanted to share it with you guys. Sometimes plans don't go as planned, and sometimes they turn out even better. So this is how it turned out, and I want to share that with you guys. And make sure to keep on watching to know how to do it step by step. Need a piece of fabric. This is the fabric that I'm going to be using, and the first step is to make the waistband. And what I initially did was cut a portion of this fabric horizontally, and make sure it stretches like so. When you cut it, it has to be cut horizontally, and then we're going to be using that as our elastic. So I actually already cut it. And make sure it's about 3 to 4 inches. This is about 3 inches. And we're going to be using this as our elastic. And make sure it's longer than your natural waist, so we have enough fabric to work with. So the next step is to grab it, and we are going to fold it like so. We are going to sew it and close it along the edge of the fabric like so. We're going to be doing that to the entire piece of elastic that we're going to be using, made from our fabric. So make sure to close it, to fold it and then close it just like so, straight across. Then we're going to be checking if it actually fits on our waist and how much we need of this elastic. So this is how it looks once I've sewn the elastic portion that we're going to be using, made from the fabric. And now the next step is to turn it inside out, and all you have to do is put your finger inside and just take it out. Now I've turned it inside out, and now the next step is to see how much you need of this elastic to go around your waist. So make sure to put it around your waist, wherever you're going to put it, either on your lower waist, or in my case I'm going to put it in my actual waist. So I'm going to be cutting it right here, and you can measure it, but I'm just going to be cutting it straight across. So this is going to be my waist that's going to go along here. So this is your elastic band. So the next step is to measure. After you measure your waist, make sure to leave the waistband on. You can put like a safety pin, and then measure how long you want it. And mine, I have already measured how long I want it. And this is going to be our guide. Our waist is going to be our guide to how much fabric we need in length. So what I did, it was actually if you actually want it tight on the body, you can cut the same amount of fabric for this portion in length as the waistband, but I actually want it flowy, so I actually did at least maybe like 8 more inches longer than the waistband. So make sure that this fabric in length is longer than this piece. So I'm going to be showing you. This is the waistband that we're going to be using. So I did about maybe like 6 to 7 inches more because it's actually going to be like corrugated towards the top portion. We are going to be placing it with a pin on this end, just like so. Pin it down, and you're going to put the other end in the end of the fabric. How much we have to stretch so we don't overstretch or do not stretch at all, so we have enough fabric to go along the entire waistband. So this is how it looks. I remember I put the waistband, the elastic, on one end and this elastic on the other end of the fabric. So when you stretch it out, you know how much you have to stretch out when you're sewing. So when you sew, you're going to be stretching this out and not this fabric. So just be really careful to not stretch this fabric. And so you know how much you have to stretch along so it becomes like this. So it becomes like corrugated. So make sure to sew this on, and you're actually going to sew it just along straight across right here. Right here. And then it's gonna flip over and you're gonna see it like so. So this is how it looks, and it actually turned out tighter than I envisioned. So you can actually just leave it like so and make it into a bodycon skirt, but I actually wanted it to be flowy, but there's always solutions to things. So I actually made some triangles, some additional triangles, and I made them different because the fabric goes like this. I actually did the fabric like that to add a touch of clashing, not patterns, but just it kind of clashes and it looks better, well, in my eyes. So I added these 2 triangles. I did 2 triangles to add on each side. This is one triangle. This triangle is going to go on one side, and this triangle is going to go on this side. Turn it like this, and I'm going to be working with one side first. So since I do want it flowy, I'm going to add these triangles. So what you're going to be doing is setting it like so, and putting the side of the triangle just like so, and then you're going to be sewing it along straight across, and then you're going to be sewing this side to what is on this side. So you're going to be sewing it along this one. This is how it turned out once I added the square, and all I did was pretty much cut out a triangle. I didn't actually measure it or anything, and so this is how I actually ended up leaving the skirt, and I actually added only one triangle, and then when I saw Dali, and then when I saw the triangle just like so, I was like, I can put this triangle and make this the front of the skirt. So I'm actually going to be leaving it like this. I've never had a skirt like this or have seen a skirt like this, so I was like, you know what, it's gonna be a kind of weird, unique, nifty skirt, so I'll leave it as is. And what I pretty much did was cut out a triangle, and I added it to one side what was previously the skirt. Let me show you guys. This was the skirt, and I already I thought it was gonna be too tight. I envisioned something looser, so I was gonna add one triangle on each side so it would make it into an A-line skirt, but I added one triangle, and I was like, you know what, it'd be a good idea to put it in the front portion of the skirt. So this is actually going to be the front of the skirt, and I'm gonna be showing you guys how it looks on, so make sure to stay tuned. turned out. I'm going to be showing you guys me wearing it, and it looks like so. Love the fabric. And I actually have an online store, so you guys can check out my online store in the description box. They're very affordable. And if you guys happen to make this, make sure to comment down below or post a picture in any of my social media. Hashtag DamaV425. And as always, I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.